I thought whenever I landed in the yard this morning, you were just playing real life farm simulator.
We like our toys.
What about a fresh paint, Kevin?
You can smell it burning there.
You can smell something, alright.
As long as it's just the paint. As long as it's just the paint.
Well, that's Strider's new use, you know, from the last time.
This is she's only 20 odd hours as old as on this
Oh.
tractor, so this whole rig is new, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay. Was she bought specifically for this?
Specifically for this, yeah, we have a couple of other jobs for her to do square bale and there with a pre-chop and things like that, but you look at kind of, it's a little bit more horsepower than is normally needed, but in fairness, there's quite value in these big tractors, like, you know, but hoping it'll last a long time.
What sort of horsepower is this?
She's just a little over 405 I think is what.
Oh, that's wide.
I didn't get a dyno or anything, that's what they're telling me is in it now, but in fairness, she seems to have good power now.
I don't think she's that, like she's, like, don't get me wrong, she's a big tractor, but she's not a stupid frame either.
Size, yeah.
You know, she's a nice size, that tractor.
In fairness, there's a great lock on these too as well, like, you see this, it's quite a big rig now, but it seems to be handling in and out fairly good, you know, for the size of the machine, yeah.
Well, tractor-wise, were you due a change, or did you have it in your mind that these mowers were coming and you needed something to work with?
It was kind of just when we were thinking about changing up into mowers like this, we sort of got talking to dealers about these mowers, and funny enough, would you believe or not, we were talking about one of these tractors since 2019 when we bought the Big M first.
Yep.
And it was always in the back of the head, didn't really necessarily need this size horsepower. The pre-chop kind of 300, 350 max is kind of what you want for them balers, and it's just when, I suppose, these mowers come into our thoughts as such, we says this would be the right lady for it, like, you know. So far so good.
Well, seeing as you mentioned them, when did the notion of these mowers come into your head?
At the back end of the year there, like everything else, we were kind of, you were thinking of a change on the Big M for all the world. She'd 5 seasons done, and we had a bit of bad luck with it last year with a few different things, and predominantly in fairness, Big M is a hell of a machine to mow, and just when you were starting to price that, we got wind of these cool mowers, for there could be a set available, so we just dug into it then or whatever have you, found out a bit more about it, and we found that we could get one for this season. So we were talking to a couple of dealers on it, and we dealt with Meade Farm Machinery then on them, and we just said price comparison for all the world to the likes of a Big M. Saying to you earlier, there's about 10,000 in the difference of this outfit and a Big M, but you can hook this off and you can, you know yourself, do another 1,000 hours on the tractor a year if you want. So just rather than a Big M sitting in a shed, we felt I'd like to try this option to see, not saying Big M's a great machine, that's rough terrain for you now. There's your bad back end there now.
Starting to finish.
You wouldn't feel it on this.
I'll be fond of claim on that.
Well, there's the farmer's house there, you just get on.
I'll jump in it.
Yeah. But yeah, just as regards to when you want pricing, you know yourself on it, and we just felt that it's just the cost of machinery now too as well. You needed to get more out of a machine for the year, for all the world. A Big M, hell of a machine, and I think it'd be hard bet, but it sits in the shed for 6 months, and that's why we said, look, we would try these. I think I'd never be, in fairness, without a Big M. We have one, and we're going to stretch the life of it for another 5 years. Do you know what I mean? That's the intention's there, because any man will tell you when they're mowing big acres too as well, a Big M, I know certain lads will tell you maybe the reckon they're good for 50,000 acres. I've yet to see a man passing 20, 25,000 before changing it all, and that type of way. And I'm not saying these are much different, but at least it's only a set of mowers you're changing. You know what I mean? The tractor, like everything else, you can use it for other things and that. So that kind of just swayed our mind towards this outfit.
Well, that seems to be everybody's argument for the tractor and butterflies over the big M, is you have the tractor in the spare time or the winter time. But the likes of this tractor here, again, she's 400 horse, like as you say. Can you justify that sort of too, sitting about?
See, that's, like, I know we know other contractors running them there too as well, and like you'd always find, as you say, something for it to do if you want it. But I suppose like a standard set of triples, like, I think it's hard bet value wise, do you know what I mean? You've an all-round tractor to run and do whatever else you need to do with it, but we only have this there, so you say we're only a day or two into this machine now, but compared to a standard set of triples and this, like, I'd say this will beat a big M in production wise. Like, you can see the way she's moving across the field. So we were predominantly as well, we ran a big M, a set of triples and doubles, so we were trying to get away as well. This will do the work of a triple and a doubles. Do you know what I mean? So that's, you're kind of getting rid of another man tractor and a set of mowers as well. So if you can predominantly do it all with the one machine, that's another justification too in it. Like, so look, in fairness, the big M did do the majority of the work, and as I said, I'd nearly never like to be without one. We have that one now paid for, and you take the workload off it with this, but just the justification and the increase of the price of what they went up was kind of making you think twice about it, that type of way. And as you say, we ran into a bit of bad luck with it last year too as well, but that just happens in machines too as well. So like everything, they'll all break.
Well, did you tell me earlier that setup, like from front to back here, is in around 400,000?
Give or take, yeah.
But you never demoed this machine. You just sort of went ahead and just signed the dotted line, am I right?
Yeah. I like taking chances like
I was going to say, that's a nice chance to take. Like.
Well, look, I'm going to test it out for everyone else, basically. I don't like there was no big M in our area when I bought it too, and like I do 90% of our mowing myself, and like that, we wanted to see what it was like, and the same with this thing too as well. And we did ask, done a bit of research on it or whatever have you, but the only issue, and I felt the only issue that you could have with this is it's a big rig.
Yeah.
We didn't just step it out exactly, but I think she's 50-something foot long when she's folded up, coming in and out. Now, I've got in and out of a couple of places already that I didn't think she'd actually get in, so I'm relatively surprised with that for all the world. Like, the only thing, I suppose, the big M farmer will ring you and you're way off out the gate. You don't have to nearly go and think of where you're going, because she will get in anyway.
Yes.
That was the only thing with this one in the back of your head, was that, right, what fields will I get in, what fields will I not get into? But look, so far I know we're going to hit issues with it. I know that, and that's why I'm saying it's not just, there's pluses and minuses to every machine, but that was one I knew that was going to be a minus to this one. But so far, look, she hasn't lasted. But now we're only a day or 3 days into mowing, to be honest with you. Like, so come to me at the end of the season and I'll let you know.
See if they're still here now.
What can we do?
That actually was my next question, because I've watched you go down the road there earlier on, and don't get me wrong, she's not actually, whenever she's tucked up, and she's not actually any wider than a big M.
Yeah.
But it is actually, and especially the roads down here, like you aren't exactly working alongside the M1 here.
You're not, no. So you've got up back roads and different things too. But that's what I say, we were just, it's narrow lanes too as well, and it's funny, it's not the big M is the rear steer, and it's, the way she'd follow in round neat enough by you, but it's funny, this machine is pivoted slightly further back here in the back, and in fairness, it does actually follow the tractor relatively good. I was kind of surprised when we came up a little road there the other day, and you were nudging for all the world a bad bend, the ditch with the front mower trying to get round it, and the back mower still followed you round.
Yeah.
But now it's still, I know myself, there is places now that she's not going to get in, I don't think, that type of way. The likes of paddocks and things like that as well. you won't be a big M in them. You know what I mean? You won't, because you're in and out.
Well, does she have a steering axle on her, sort of like a rig, or is she a rigid axle?
No, it's a rigid axle, and we did actually ask that question, funny enough, the other day when the boys were out from the factory, and I suppose his comment on it was they obviously did research that, but the pivot point, we'll say, from where the front mower meets the back mower, as in it's about 2.5 metres back here before she starts to turn. So they were relatively happy the way she sort of follow you in the field. Yeah. But like any triple mowers, you followed me around corners, she does the same as every tractor and triple mowers. The tractor will drive across a small bit of grass, and you have a wee wisp left behind you. Yeah. And look at the big M is the only up that'll beat that, but then I've been driving it too, and you'll still get them. Do you know what I mean? So that's the downside to any machine, to be honest with you, on bends. But as you say, we're only on it really, and get through more and more acres, you get more comfortable in the machine too as well. You're kind of getting used to settings. This is all isobus and low, you know. She'd probably be one of the biggest mowers you can get that can group all into one too, isn't it? Like it's she put 43 or 4 foot into one swath. The only disadvantage seen straight away was that you're mowing with the big M, like you come into a corner or come into a bit of rough ground, throw the wall a bit of wet ground, you drop your hood, throw the grass over out of the way. This will do the same, only you have to stop, let it down, put the belt going, move on, stop again, you know. So hopefully we get a drought there for a couple of weeks, and if you come into dry weather and you're swath, you're putting in more or less what a 50 foot rake is, more or less, you know what I mean, 12, 13 metres of grass into one swath. Like it's a fair swath of grass from a set of mowers, like, you know.
Well, how do you compare her sort of acres per hour compared to that again? I don't mean that's in a bad way, but then at the end they're like, she has that wee bit clumsier too, you know. I think the big end makes up a lot of speed there.
It makes up a lot of speed on it there, but if you take into, I suppose, to account, just remember we're only at this a day or two with her, but when we're going up here now at the minute now, and this is old GPS, we've no GPS on this tractor, but we never put the dome on it yet, so we're staying on it, but roughly she's taking 12.7 metres, that's her, 12.4 is her narrowest width. A big M is sitting roughly in and around 10, give or take. So this yoke at any one stage can be 3 metres wider, so she's taking nearly 10 foot in a swipe. Mm-hmm. So you've seen it there, she's averaging 15 hectares an hour there mowing. That's up on what is it there, close to 40, 37 or 8 acres an hour. Like, I'm not saying she's doing that in an hour, but it can't be. The big M averages over the period we had it, some lads would differ, but we were around about, say, the earlier 20 odd acres an hour. Yes. Some lads would be getting maybe a little bit more out of it, still good running, but I think if you come back into the season and see what way this yoke is on the clock, I can't see it being, I'd say it'll be faster, because she makes up for it now when you go like everything else. There's your headlands there, 2 runs done it. It takes the big M 3 runs. Yes. You know, so I'd say on that end of things, she has to be the closest set of triples that will match it, if not beat it. That'd be my opinion on it. But as I said, it's early days yet.
Well, I'm only getting 4 hours on her, like.
And I'm only getting in on the swing of it, but we're into a couple of relatively good fields here. You will lose time on small fields and that, but you like the same thing too. Big M was built 40k on the road. To be honest with you, wouldn't want it any faster because they're top heavy too as well. Yeah. And depending on how far you're travelling, 50k, you make up for last time as well on the road with this. Yeah. So you have to take the good with the bad, yeah. So as you say, we'll see. Give us a season.
See if she's still here.
Yeah, well, it'll have
to be. A couple of payments left on her.
We'll wait and see, huh?
Well, lately you had the AW trailer out with you for a trial run.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, what was your thoughts on her?
Lovely trailer. I was asking the boys that was pulling it, in fairness. Great serious strength in it. Mm-hmm.
She's hard
body on it, yeah. And very steady. Like the triaxles, as you've seen, I suppose, from a lot of lads, and even a few years ago when we were talking to use the Smith trailer, nearly every outfit has a triaxle now. Do you know that type of way? You know, obviously with the size of this rig, we need gates to get wider, to be honest with you. But in fairness, we're running triple axles 6 seasons now. Like I'd say the lifespan of that trailer is savage, the hard steel in it, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, we were well happy with it.
James, what's a Newry man doing down in Meath?
So, good question. Good question. I don't know. Scenery, I suppose you can see that much.
Yeah.
Just kind of seeing the plant machinery Kevin had and just says, yeah, that'll suit me. So, but
Right, yes. Do you travel down here every day or do you?
no travel every day, yeah.
Right.
No, it's only half an hour.
I
So
suppose you're not far away, yeah.
half an hour, so it'll get you. Okay, in the mornings there, if traffic's busy there on the M1, like it'll be a bit, take you a bit longer, but 45 minutes at most. Like.
So what's the story of the day?
Yeah, drawing silage for a dairy farm in 7726 Massey.
With a big fancy trailer on.
Looks that way alright, doesn't it?
Yeah. So how are you getting on with this big trailer? Is this your first time on her or?
First time, yeah. No seems dead on now. Good old trailer now.
So 7726 is just a nice tractor for her then?
She might have had a tune or two, but
Oh,
she's fit for it. Serious steady trailer now. She's you'd hardly see her bogeying or rocking on the road there.
You're not swaying very much?
No, Ferma pulling out onto the road there. 20k.
Yeah.
She hardly moved.
Do you know what kind of axles in them? Like steering axles? Is it just the rear?
It's just at the very rear axis, steering axle, and the other two is just solid ones. Even whenever you're like coming in and out of a gap there,
Yeah.
you think you should need more of a lock, you must say, or more of a swing, but you don't. Like you take as much of a swing as you would with a tandem axle trailer. Like you don't need to be taking the big swings.
She holds a serious load too, like.
Serious load, man. Serious. You can feel it whenever even she's tipping it out, she's pushing you forward. Like
The big load is absolutely no bother to the buck rake man anyway.
no, he just doesn't matter what. If it's the lorry even come in, he just pushed it out of his way.
It's a Volvo 110, isn't it?
Yeah, Volvo L110, I'm near sure it is. Yeah.
Oh, it was impressive now, like really
No.
impressive.
Oh, look at it. If you even tip it handier for him, it makes his life a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Like.
No one gives the trailer man credit for the buck rake
Well,
operator.
just give me a wee self pat in the back there, but
Yeah.
not.
How long have you been at the grass this year so far? Has it been a few days? Or?
This is the fourth day now. Fourth day total now. It's not 4 days in a row. Like, but
Yeah.
I think that's the fourth day there now. Yeah.
So is it normally just a wee bit slower kicking off down here, or?
Well, I suppose with the wet weather, it's sort of only kicking off really
Yeah.
now. We done a wee bit last week, and then sure it rained again, and sure
Yeah.
couldn't do nothing. But sure now with this really good bit of heat wave, you might say, it's sort of taken off again. So it is. But there was boys parring there 2 days ago. I was a slurry. Another man was mowing. Another man was heading. There's no shortage of work.
No. Kevin, he runs mostly Massey's, doesn't he?
All Masseys.
All Massey's.
He's all Masseys.
All
So
Massey's.
he's 3 case CVXs. They do the hard work. So they
Yeah,
do.
the hard work.
I'd be a John Deere man myself now, but Masseys are dead on. They're alright.
Well, yeah.
And not say too much. You haven't
Not
given
saying too
out.
much.
This is a Vario one.
Oh, she's
Dana's
Dana.
six
You're-
or something. I don't know what
You're
it is.
spoiled.
Dana VT.
Dana VT.
Dana
We'll
VT.
look at
But read the bonnet.
Read the bonnet. Read the bonnet.
They're all
All Vario.
Vario. Even the Kia CVXs, they're all Vario as well, or whatever way. I don't know what the gearbox is called in cases now, but it's
So
same idea, same principle. Oh no, everything's well spec. Like they're all LED lights, the whole lot right around them.
do you just normally stick to your own tractor, or
It just sort of depends. Like if the likes of yesterday, there, this tractor was at slurry and the other tractor was sitting with a trailer hooked on, so just jump into it and away you go. Like, or I'd claim this one to be mine.
Would
like,
you?
But I wouldn't tell anyone else that.
Nah, well. See, Kevin has a bit of a variety of trailers then, doesn't he?
Has
A wee
yeah,
bit.
a wee
Not
bit.
much.
Wee
Not much
bit.
of a variety.
They're all black. If that's
They're all
it,
black,
there's
yeah.
no difference there now.
So what have you driven before then?
The Brahans, Smiths, Canes.
Okay. Do you see much difference between it and the Brockens, or are they much the same?
Small differences. Nearly most people probably wouldn't notice. Like, but
Yeah.
she's very well balanced. Like she's there's very little weight actually being sat on the hitch. Like
Yeah.
Like I think Gordon said there was only like is it 3 ton on the hitch or something like that.
Okay.
That's all the weight is beyond the hitch. Like, and then the rest is spread across the axles. Then
So like it's a light enough trailer, but it's made of hard ox style.
yeah, it's a hard ox trailer now. It's longer lasting and everything else. Well, funny enough, this trailer is on a drawbar and a hook instead of ball and spoon. All Kevin's trailers are ball and spoon bar. I think one of the Smiths has a hook. But majority, even the tankers there, all the tankers are ball and spoon.
Yeah. Do you think that would maybe help this trailer if it was on a ball and spoon?
Well, I don't think it's hard to change now. It's only a bolt-on one. You can swap it handy enough now. But it probably would help. But even at that, like the triaxle you'd find there, even there, see if you're hooking it off or hooking it on.
Yeah.
The drawbar is nearly level with the hitch anyway, so it's nearly, you know what I mean. You're just sort of dragging it along. It's not ever really going to bounce at all.
Yeah. What size is that? Is she 24?
24, I think.
And then
it's
26 at the top.
I read the brochure as well. She's
Did
24
you?
on the sticker.
Yeah. Because I said for the rest of the summer now you'll be carting away.
More or less, silage, yeah. Kevin does a lot of stuff. There's no shortage of work with Gavin now.
She's got nice white tyres, this tractor.
710, yeah. Black one.
She looks smart, like.
What big KTs? Big KTs is on.
What's she like gripping in the field?
Yeah, no dead on.
Yeah.
Even like, do you think most people would say, the Vario probably wouldn't grip as well as the likes of your power quads and that. No, she grips dead on.
You've no hassle anyway.
I'm trying my best now.
Yeah. There's a serious bit of visibility back there, you know.
Yeah, no, you can see right into the back of the trailer, and then when it's halfway full past the grain trailers, you must say, you can see right over into the silage sides. No, some visibility out of it now.
Yeah.
Even there for Kevin blowing in with the harvester, there's see the way it's like mesh nearly, he can see right into the trailer.
It's mesh to both sides too.
Oh, so it is, now he knows the one side. So it doesn't matter what side he's on, he can...
No, he can see over. You know, the thing with the trailer is you're not on the road as much as you would be if you had a 14 ton.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Like you actually get to go into the field and you're in it. Oh,
I take most of the field when I go.
Aye. To be fair, them Brockens do as well. Like I watched one of them get tipped up and the amount of grass came out of them. And Kevin, he wouldn't just take her easy and filling her up. He likes to...
No, and funny enough, Kevin actually wouldn't be the harvester man. Kevin's the mower man.
Big man, big M.
He's the big M man. Well, now with these new mowers.
The coon man.
He could be a coon man.
So how's contract life been since the last time we were out?
Yeah, it's been alright. I suppose everyone will give it a bit. Last year between last year and this year being the worst 12 months of weather you ever had. But what do you do with it? You just have to walk around it, isn't it? Like we're kind of glad weather's your biggest enemy anyway. But we're just kind of glad that it's kind of come dry there now, so it's actually start the silage season off to a relatively good start. You still see ground conditions soft in places there, but yeah, it's gotten sort of busier, I suppose, to a certain extent. We the last time you were out was we went from 2 self-propels back to one big productive one, Chrome 780. And then a year or two after that, like everything, I suppose a lot of contractors were getting out of business and different things with them, having some more work came our way, so we had to delve back down the route of another self-propelled.
And did I hear you went to the dark side?
Well, I suppose you could call it that. I said, like everything, I'm not afraid of change or trying something different, but yeah, we actually went John Deere there, and just at the time with me farm machinery there, we had it was actually an 8500 for a season there, in fairness, and higher from them, and we had a demo 9.6 old type engine off them that year, and we bought that, and he gave us a good deal then on the demo one for last year, which is the new type non-AdBlue 9500. So that's what's running at the minute for us. So she's the new John Deere head on the 220R. So it's probably the closest thing you could get, in fairness, to feed intake that the Crone would have. The Crone would still be it's probably 80 or 100 horsepower, give or take 80 horsepower more, so it should be relatively slightly bigger harvester. So it's just interested to see how this year goes. The John Deere will be doing the bulk of the lifting, so yeah, hopefully we'll have no major issues.
And had you no intentions of another Krone, or was it just the right deal on the John Deere?
It's not, no, I like the Krone. I think I still fall on the Krone side of being the pick of any of the harvesters, but it was just, we were getting on sort of relatively well with farm machinery, hence he's selling us more stuff. But we just said, he was on to us nearly from the day get-go, and we did have a class, we did have a Krone, so we said, we had the John Deere at that time and we liked it. So in fairness, predominantly 90% of our silage work is all carried out in probably a 10-mile radius of farm machinery, so that's hard bet when he's on your doorstep too as well. It's hard not to work with a lad. That's only on harvesters now. He's still trying to push a John Deere tractor in. He'll be waiting a while to do that.
I don't know, the Krone stuff seems to be slapping out here, like between Kuhns and John Deere's, like maybe Krone should be worried.
Not yet. No.
Well, you're still wearing a Krone shirt, so they're not too bad yet.
Well, I'll wear any shirt as long as it's slide free.
Yes,
you know,
yeah, so I thought it was product placement now.
Oh, we have our own name on this.
So where is the advantage on the Krone? Like, I know they obviously have the 6 feet rollers
it's
down
the
the road.
feed intake, yeah. And in fairness, they're fierce, reliable harvesters. Like, there's very little niggly things that kind of goes wrong with it, you know, that type of way. Now, but yet again, it's like everything when it gets in on the lifespan too. Do you know the way 3-4 years you'll probably see a lot more issues coming on them all. But in fairness, like John Deere has come on leaps and bounds there from the first of when they changed from the old model on. That was back in 15 or something, I think, and even there now they've changed. Like and we see it hold them even that new header now as well, and then there's new type feed rollers in it as well. So we just, when she was on demo last year, was where we could see the similarities basically.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
Well, at least you took a demo on this one.
That's it.
So did you order this tractor in black, or was she sitting in stock, or how did she come about?
No, it was WBD were bringing batches of 3 at a minute at a time there, and they're actually the 8M40s. That range is gone now for all the world. I think there's only a couple of them left. It's into the 9 series now, so you're into a series price rise now, I think, in all the world for the new 9 series. But it was just a few years ago. I actually had an 8737 actually out on demo from WBD, and it was in black as well. And prior to me buying the big M, I had a Black Dykes Warrior.
Yeah.
So I've always been mowing in a black tractor. So I just said, look, there's been probably half a dozen of these or more actually sold in the local area, but they've all been just red. So I just said, is there any chance of getting them black? And he says he'd look into it for me, and he did. And he said, you could. And I said, no, I'll take it, because I don't intend on buying another one. That type of way. So I just said, something different, isn't it?
Once you go black, you don't go back.
So to say. This is my second black tractor, I remember that.
Yeah.
But we get on well in fairness with WBD there, and we actually had the last time we was right, we had a demo. I think it was an 8735 off them as well. That time it was pulling, funny enough, just when you're on it sideways. We were pulling a trailer with then, a triaxle 24 foot, and it wasn't out of the ordinary too. You know, look at, we get on man with the boys above, and we're running a good few Masseys there now, so haven't let us down yet.
Touch wood.
Touch wood. But like everything else, there's never, there's always a few issues here and there. It'd be no fun if there wasn't.
Well, are these the Dyna 6, or do they come in the Dyna 7 as well, like the new 8S series?
This is all variable.
That's the VT.
This is VT.
But why did you go for the VT over the likes of your Dyna shift?
To be honest with you, I don't think these big tractors come. It's all variable transmission, but every tractor in our yard is VT. I wouldn't have a Dyna 6. I wouldn't have a Dyna 7. I've been driving CVXs 20-something years, and it was all vario. And in fairness, we had a Dyna 6 for all 3 years, and it only had half the hours on it that any of these had. There's none of the boys in the yard to drive it. There were way more. Look at it, every man to his own, but we just like the variables. It's shock and handy to drive them, and so that's why we just stick with them. Like, yeah, I wouldn't buy anything in any tractor. It'd be a Vario.
Well, you work with a VT and you work with a CVX. What one do you rate more?
That's a simple question for me. The CVX is always the winner for me.
Right.
I started out with them, and they're even to this day. They're a serious simple tractor to get in and drive. Do you know, that type of way? And yeah, we kind of always. We were driving them 20 years. We still have actually 3 of them there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's a simpler setup for all the world. This was kind of the closest we probably could get to it for all the world. And in fairness, I know there's a Fendt back end of these, but never give us any major issues. Like, we never had any Vario problems. So touch wood yet again. But
well, you've been around the Varios bravely then. If you had a Warrior as well, she would be TTV.
She would be yeah.
Where did she come in the last?
In fairness, the war we did like it. Yeah, we did like it. Just at the time, our dealer lost the agency, and we just couldn't get any more of them at the time. So that's kind of in and around. I think we bought that in 15, and then in 17 we got the first Massey, and it was a toss in between it for all the world. But we just ended up Massey. We just kept with Massey then for all the world. Yeah, so just like the Vario. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's us. Another field done.
On to the next.
This is going to help our situation. This is my GPS coming.
Yes.
So we're out with a good field.
Yeah, it's about they coming now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's plenty more mowing to do today. Don't worry. Another 150 acres maybe.
Is that what you're blaming us mowing on? Then you had no GPS.
Look, there's nothing wrong with that for a man. There's no GPS. Look at that. Like, I'm old school. I didn't start out with a GPS. I can steer a tractor. But we take it now that it's here. Yeah, we'll take it. Just need life a little bit handier.
Well, not so bad yourself.
We'll stick up.